Welcome back to ICSE MathGuru. In today's video, I'll be discussing about problems on quadratic equations, children. Problems on quadratic equations is a sure shot question in your board examination. Mostly it comes in section B for 3 to 4 marks. An important topic to learn it properly. Okay, so let's get started with the class. Now, it's a very simple concept, that is, you have to just frame an equation out of a problem given out, and you can solve the equation either by the method of factorization or by the formula method. If you are not comfortable finding the factors, you can always use the formula method to find the roots of the quadratic equation. If all this was discussed in the previous video, so if any one of you have missed watching the video, please do go watch the video. The link is in the description below. So there are different kinds of problems on quadratic equation, that is based on number, age, speed, geometry and the other things. We will be discussing about these models one by one now in this video. So let's get started. So the first one is problems based on numbers. Problems based on numbers means consecutive even numbers, consecutive odd numbers, okay, consecutive natural numbers, consecutive integers, all these. And then also you have numbers that are formed with digits, that is how a 2-digit number is formed when you know the digits and all that. So let's see what's the first question. Now, find two consecutive positive even numbers, the sum of whose squares is 42. Now, find two consecutive even positive numbers. Two consecutive even positive numbers. How do you get the consecutive positive even numbers? As I mentioned earlier, children, you should know what are the consecutive even numbers, consecutive odd numbers and consecutive natural numbers. Let me first explain to that to you all. So the natural numbers, the consecutive natural numbers, the difference is always 1. So you assume the numbers as x and x plus 1. For even by odd numbers, that is for both even by odd numbers, we assume it as x comma x plus 2 comma x plus 4 comma and so on. Even and odd, both for even and odd, children, please remember that is both for even and odd. You assume it as x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus 4. The reason is, if you take odd numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, the difference between any two consecutive, I hope you all know, that is one beside the other. The difference between any of these two is always 2, that is the difference between 3 and 5 is 2, 7 and 9 is 2. So the difference of even numbers as well as odd numbers is 2. So when we assume, you assume it as x plus 2, x plus 4 for both even or odd numbers. Most children make a mistake here. For odd numbers, they think 1 and 3 are odd, so they write it as x plus 1 and x plus 3, which is not correct. So please keep this one point in mind. Now, in this question it is given, find two consecutive positive even numbers, the sum of whose squares is 452. Sum of whose squares is 452. So first of all, you should assume the numbers. So the numbers are x and x plus 2. Okay. So the numbers we have assumed as x and x plus 2. Why did we assume it as x and x plus 2? Because they are consecutive, positive, even numbers. Now what is the condition given? The condition is given that the sum of whose squares is 452. The sum of the squares, sum of whose squares is 452. So the square of this number, the square of this number, which makes it x square plus x plus 2 whole square, which is equal to 452. You all know expansions. What is a plus b whole square, children? What is a plus b whole square? It is really very basic algebraic formula. Everyone down the lane remembers this formula. A plus b whole square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. A square plus 2ab plus b square. So using the same thing, we have this simplified equation, which is x square plus 2x minus 224 is equal to 0. Now what next? You have to factorize. What are the factors of 224 whose middle term is 2? That is, what are the factors of 224? If you find the factors, the difference of the factors should be 2. Why the difference of the factors should be 2? Because the product is minus 224. So two factors of 224 whose difference is 2 is 16 and 14. Okay. So let's see the solution now. So you have x plus 16 into x minus 14 is 0. You cannot have minus 16. Why can't we have minus 16? Simple. Why? Because they set two positive numbers. So one number is 14 and the other number will be 14 plus 2, which is 16. A simple question. Hope you have understood. Let's see the next one. Now in this question it is given that a 2-digit positive number is such that, let me scroll it up. Yeah, a 2-digit positive number is such that the product of the digits is 24. If 8 is subtracted from the number, the digits are interchanged. When I'll go up a little for you all to see the question. Okay. Again it went out. Okay. A 2-digit positive number is such that the product of the digits is 24. If 18 is subtracted from the number, the digits are interchanged. Children, before we go ahead, you should know how a 2-digit number is formed. How a 2-digit number is formed? A 2-digit number is formed. Now all of you take, suppose we assume the digits as x and y. Suppose if we assume the digits as x and y, what will be the number? Most students give the answer as xy. Because if I say the digits are 2 and 3, the number will be 23. Quite from your point of view, that's how you answer. But this is wrong, children. Okay. If x and y are the digits and x is in the tens place and y is in the ones place, the number is not xy, but the number becomes 10x plus y. Okay. Say similarly, if the digits are p and q, q is in the tens place and p is in the ones place, the digit becomes 10q plus p. This is the only one thing that you have to know in this particular sum, which is based on digits. That is, when the digits are given and you know the place of the digits, the number formed will be 10 into the digit which is in that particular place plus the other units digit. Okay, why? Because p and q are unlike terms, you cannot add and write them together. So the answer becomes 10q plus p, 10x plus y, 10a plus b, 10q plus whatever it is. All this will be your answer. So now in this question it is given that a 2-digit positive number, specification is given that it is a positive number such that the product of the digits is 24. If 18 is subtracted from the number, so product of the digits is 24. What do they mean when they say product of digits is 24? What are the digits that we assumed here, children? The digits that we assumed here are x and y. Therefore, the number becomes 10x plus y. So, why did the number become 10x plus y? Because the digits are x in tens place and y in ones place. Therefore, the number is 10x plus y. Now, the product of the digits, what are the digits? X and y. The product of the digits is 24. So, we make it in a single variable, children, because we know quadratic equation is a degree to equation in one variable. We have to reduce it to an equation in one variable. Now we have to follow the condition given. According to the condition, if 18 is subtracted from the number, what is the number? 10x plus y. From this number, if I subtract 18, they say that the digits are interchanged. Digits are interchanged means 10x plus y. Digits are interchanged. This is what it means, digits are interchanged. So the number becomes 10y plus x. If we transpose everything to the LHS, we get it as 9x minus 9y minus 18 is equal to 2. Is that clear, children? So let's see. So in 9x and 9y, we can take out 2 common. So if we take out 2 common, we have our equation as x minus y minus 2 is equal to 0. Now what is the value of y? We know y is equal to 24 by x. So substitute. So if we take LCM as x, we get the equation as x square minus 2x minus 24. Why did we write like this and not as x square minus 24 minus 2x is equal to 0? We have rearranged them. Why? Because a quadratic equation is always of the form ax square plus bx plus c. Children, these are all small things, yes, but very important to know. So rearrange always in the order of x square, x and the constant term. Very, very simple product. What is the product? Minus 24, one second, minus 24. So the factors of 24 whose difference is again 2 is simple, 6 and 4. So here you have 2 values of x given, x is 6 and x is minus 4. As they said a positive number, we cannot take x minus 4. So if we consider x as 6, if x is 6, what will be the value of y? Y is equal to 24 by 6, which is 4. Therefore, number is 64. Now, we did not write one beside the other, children. We wrote the number as 64 because the number was 10x plus y. Okay, 10 into 6 plus y, which is 4. This is nothing but 64. Is this clear? So this is how you do numbers based on, problems based on numbers. One is based on consecutive numbers. Sometimes you will get reciprocal. Reciprocal is a simple model. You know what is a reciprocal of a number. This is a little different from what you have learned earlier. So I discussed this model. Not just to say that these two sums will be sufficient for you. This will kickstart your thinking on how to solve problems in quadratic equations and problems based on numbers. Now we'll discuss problems based on geometry. Okay. So let's do some geometrical problems now. In this, the first question given is here that the length of a rectangle exceeds breadth by 5 meters. If the length was decreased by 4 and the breadth was doubled, the area would have increased by 40. Here they have given two conditions. One condition is the length exceeds breadth by 5. There you have to find the area. Then they again there are changes made in the length and the breadth. Then the area is increased by 40 is what is given. So length of a rectangle exceeds breadth by 5 meters. When it is given like that, what do you assume? The length as x or the breadth as x? So we'll assume the breadth is equal to x. So because length exceeds breadth, so the length becomes x plus 5. Now if the length was decreased by 4, length was decreased by 4. So the new length becomes x plus 5 minus 4, which is x plus 1. And the breadth is doubled. So the breadth becomes 2x. If the length is decreased by 4 and the breadth doubled, what is this area? What is this area? So if length is x and breadth is x plus 5, the area is x into x plus 5. Now if length is x plus 1 and breadth is 2x, the area is 2x plus 1. They said that the area would increase by 40 meters square. So which area is more, the first case or the second case? The second case area is more. So it is 2x into x plus 1 minus x into x plus 5 is equal to 40. This is the area. So let's see the solution now. So when we simplify, we have the equation as x square minus 3x minus 40. Again, if you see x square minus 3x minus 40 is the product and the difference should be 3. So 8 and 5. Now since the middle term is minus, it is minus 8 and plus 5. Very, very important to know the small technique of factorization. So the length is equal to x is 8, so the length is 5. X is what, children? X is the breadth. They asked us to find the length. So the length will be 8 plus 5, which is 13 meters. Okay. So now we'll do some problems on age. So let's do some problems on age. Here it is given that a woman is 6 times as old as her son. 2 years ago, the product of their ages was 84. Find their present ages. Children, please remember when we are doing problems on age, remember to always start with the condition given, then go to the time period they have mentioned and then apply the condition. The sequence will be there in the question. Don't apply the second condition initially. Okay, please keep this in mind. So the first condition is woman is 6 times as old as her son. So woman is 6 times means 6 into her son's age. So if we assume the son's age as x, the woman's age becomes 6x. Very obvious, right? 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, what will be her son's age? Son will be 2 years less than his age. He'll be x minus 2. Woman also will have the same effect of time. So she will also decrease by 2 years because it was 2 years back. Now apply the condition. Product of their ages was 84. So the condition is that product of the ages is 84. So what are the ages now? Is it x and 6x or x minus 2 and 6x minus 2? It is x minus 2 into 6x minus 2. This is equal to 84. So, you will get a simple quadratic equation, this minus. You get a simple quadratic equation and you have to solve it to get the solution. So when we open the bracket, you have 6x square minus 14x plus 4 is equal to 84. Now transpose everything to one side. Why? Because a quadratic equation is a degree 2 equation and it is always equated to 0. So now you have, after simplification, you have 6x square minus 14x minus 80 is equal to 0. Then how did we get this next step? Because if you observe that 2 is common throughout. So if we take out 2, you have 3x square minus 7x minus 40 is equal to 0. Now 0 by 2 becomes 0. So we are left with this equation, 3x square minus 7x minus 40 is equal to 0. Now the product is, children, most of you think the product is 40. Please be cautious. Product is the constant into the coefficient of x square. Most of your quadratic equations, the coefficient of x square will be 1. So generally most of the students don't lay stress on that. They think it's only the constant. No, please be careful. It is the product of the constant and the coefficient of x square. So the product here becomes minus 120, and factors of minus 120, you have to take difference of factors because the product is minus. Factors of minus 120 whose middle term is 7 will be 15 and 8. 15 8s are 120 and 15 minus 8 is 7. So after you simplify, you get x is equal to 5 or minus 8 by 3. Why is minus 8 by 3 not possible? Why? Because age cannot be possible. So x is equal to 5. This 5 is what? 5 is what? 5 is the sun's age, sun's present age. Okay. So if they ask you what is the age of the sun 2 years ago, what will be your answer? It will be 5 minus 2, which is 3. What is the present woman's age? Present woman's age is what? 6 times her son's age. So 6 into 5, which is 30 years. Now if they ask you what was her age 2 years back, you should be able to write it as 28 years. So please do know what is given and do accordingly. Okay. So the son's age is 5 and woman's age is 30 years, because in this particular question they asked to find only the current age of the son and the mother. So let's see one more sum. It's given here that 5 years ago woman's age was square of her son's age. 4 years hence her age will be thrice that of her son's age. Find the age of the son 5 years ago. If you observe carefully here, children, the situation or the first condition given was 5 years back. So you have to start from there only. Wherever they have given you, please remember, start from that point only. 5 years ago. So the first thing that you have to write is 5 years ago. I didn't select the pen. Okay. 5 years ago, you have to assume the age of the mother and the son. So the relation is that the woman is square of her son's age. Woman is square of her son's age. So whose age will be assumed as x? We'll assume the son's age as x. So therefore the woman's age becomes x square. This is the very first step that you have to do. Now 4 years hence, that is after 4 years. After 4 years, not from this, from present. So from 5 years you have to come to the present state. From present you have to go back again 4 years forward. Okay. So that is what you have to think. So let me give you one small little example before we learn it in terms of x. Say suppose you are all in standard 10, you are all right 14 years, close to 14 years. 5 years ago your age is 9 years. So 5 years ago your age is 9 years. Okay. Now tell me what will be your age after 10 years. Simple. Tell me what will be your age after 10 years. Tell me, children, how do you get 5 years ago you were 9 years of age. So what is your age after 10 years? How do you do? So what you do is 9, first you have to come to the present. So today you will be 14 years and after 10 years you will be 24 years. So the same sequence you have to follow even for in terms of x or whatever we assume it as. Is that clear? So now tell me, the son age was x. After 4 years, what will be his age? It will be x plus 9, 5 plus 4, which is x plus 9. And the woman's age will be x square plus 5 plus 4, which is x square plus 9. Is that clear? Now, after you get that condition only, you have to apply the condition given. After the age that you get for that particular period of time, then you apply the condition. The condition is that her age will be thrice that of her son's age. Her age, the woman, will be 3 times the age of her son. So according to the condition given, we have x square plus 9, which is the woman's age. Woman's age is x square plus 5 plus 4, which is x square plus 9, is 3 times the son's age. So 3 into x plus 9. So you get a simple quadratic equation, x square plus 3x minus 18 is equal to 0. How did I write minus 18? 9 3s are 27, 27 minus 9 is 18. So the factors of 18 are very simple factors. Either the logic will be difficult or the calculation will be difficult. Wherever you have to apply logic, children, if you see, the end calculations will be really simple. So the product is minus 18, 6 and 3 are the factors. So it is x plus 6 into x minus 3, which is equal to 0. Let's see the solution now. So x plus 3 into x minus 6 is equal to 0. You cannot take minus 3 because age is never in negative. So the son's age is 6 years. Now the question asked is son's age 5 years ago was 6 years. Now they can ask you what is the current age of the son. What will be the present age of the son? The present age of the son, if that question was asked, the present age of the son becomes 6 plus 5, which is 11 years. What is the present age of the woman? If they say, what will be the present age of the woman? The present age of the woman will be x square plus 5. What is x square? X square is 36 plus 5 is 41. So the present age of the woman will be 41. The present age of the son will be 11 years. But they asked what was the age of the son 5 years ago, which calls it to be 6 years. So the last kind of models that we are going to discuss will be problems based on speed. So let's see what sums we have to do there. So let's see here problems on speed, okay, as we have discussed earlier. In this question, it's given that a train travels a distance of 264 kilometers at a speed of x kilometer per hour. It takes 22 minutes less if the speed would have been 8 kilometer per hour faster. Children, you all jolly well know that if you increase your speed, you will decrease the time taken. So here, by increasing the speed of the train by 8 kilometers per hour, the time taken to reach a particular destination becomes 22 minutes less. So you have two cases here to observe, that is when the speed is normal and when the speed has increased. They are asking find x. So initial speed they have given in the question as x, otherwise sometimes you have to assume it as x. So let's see. A train travels a distance, so the distance travelled in both the conditions is the same. So distance is 264 kilometers and the speed initial is x kilometer per hour, and second case the speed would have been 8 kilometer per hour faster, so the speed is x plus 8 kilometer per hour. Now the time taken in each case, will be what, children? The time taken in each case will be 264 by x and 264 by x plus 8. Why it is 264? Simple speed distance time formula. Speed is distance by time, so time becomes distance by speed. So it is 264 by x and 264 by x plus 8. Now it is equal to 22. Why did we equate the result to 22? Children, this time is more than this. Why? This time is more than this. Why? Because if the speed is less, you take more time. Think logically. You are traveling, say, at a speed of 10 km per hour and you take 1 hour to reach the distance. Say suppose if you have increased your speed to 30 km per hour, say suppose, you will reach the destination much before time, right? The similar condition is given here. So the speed of the train is increased, so it is reaching its destination 22 minutes earlier, which means the difference of these two times is 22. Now, but why did we write here 22 by 60? Because speed is taken in kilometer per hour and the time here is given in minutes. So you have to make it uniform. You have to follow the same unit. So that's the reason we are making it as 22 by 60, which is 1 minute is 1 by 60 hours. So it is 22 minutes is 22 by 60. So now in most of the sums based in speed, children, in these kind of sums especially, you will observe that the numerator here will be common. Okay. So the numerator will be always common. So take out common, always make it into smaller as much as possible. Make it into smaller portions or smaller units so that your calculations really become easy. So let's see the solution now. So this is the solution. So we have taken 22 is common and 264 by 22 is 12. So we have an equation as 12 by x. I'll write it for you. So we have an equation as 12 by x minus 12 by x plus 8, which is equal to 1 by 60. Okay. So this is your equation. 12 by x minus 12 by x minus 8 is equal to 1 by 60. Now take LCM. Okay. Simplify. You have x square plus 8x minus 5760 is equal to 0. A pretty big factor, but you have no option, children. You have to factorize, and the factors are 72 and 80. So x is equal to 72 or x is equal to minus 80. Minus 80 isn't possible because speed can't be negative. Is that clear? So speed can't be negative, therefore x is equal to 72 kilometer per hour. Let's see one more sum. So this is, okay. A boat goes 12 kilometers downstream and returns moving upstream to the same spot after 4.5 hours. 1 second. After 4.5 hours. The speed of the current is 2 kilometers per hour. Find the speed of the boat in still water. The speed of the current is 2 kilometers per hour. So children, here you have to know that, let me take the pen. Okay. Here you have to know that the flow of water will not always be like this. Okay. There will be places where it goes slightly up the slope and slightly down the slope as well. Okay. So if you are traveling on a boat in a current of water, that is in a stream of water or flowing water, whatever it is, when you go up, especially if you are rowing your boat mechanically, that is if you are using hand and if you are using an oar to row a boat, then the speed when you go up the stream will be less and the speed when you come down the stream will be more. Like simple, when you go up the slope, you feel that your speed is reduced. But when you're coming down the slope, see, if you're going on a two-wheeler or in a car or whatever it is, or even if you're walking, when you're going up the slope, what will you do? You will try to accelerate because your speed reduces. But if you're coming down the slope, what will you do? You apply brakes. Why? Because your speed increases. The same application we will follow here as well. Okay, the same logic we will follow here. A boat goes 12 kilometers upstream. So it is traveling 12 kilometers up the stream and it is returning back a boat goes 12 kilometers downstream and it is returning back upstream to the same spot after 4.5 hours. So its journey is this way. I'll show you how its journey is. So let us not have this thing. So we will follow what is given. A boat goes 12 kilometers downstream. So this is down the stream the boat is going. So this is the direction in which the boat is going, 12 kilometers, and it is moving upstream to the same spot. So if this is the starting spot, it is going up to the same spot in 4.5 hours. So the total time taken is 4.5 hours. The speed of the current is 2 km per hour. Find the speed of the boat in still water. So in still water, if we assume the speed of the boat as x km per hour, when it is going down the stream, it will be x plus 2, and when it is going up the stream, it will be x minus 2. Children, remember always that the speed of the boat should be more than the speed of the stream. If the speed of the stream is more than that of the boat, your boat will be taken away. The stream will engulf the boat. It is just as a huge tsunami wave. Okay. So remember, the speed of the boat will be always more than the speed of the stream. Okay. Here again we have two conditions. One is upstream, one is the downstream. Let's see the solution now. Okay. So here upstream distance is 12, downstream distance is also 12, speed is x minus 2, speed is x plus 2, time taken is same formula, distance by speed. So 12 by x minus 2 and 12 by x plus 1. Here it is given that the total time is 4.5 hours. Total time is 4.5 hours. So we have to apply that condition. It is not the difference of the time given, children. It is the total time which is given as 4.5 hours. Is that clear? So again same thing, take out 12 common. Okay. So you have a simple equation now. Simple is not simple equation. If you have a very simple quadratic equation, easy quadratic equation, which is having as 3x square minus 16x minus 12 is equal to 0. Here again what I want to tell you is that the product is minus 12 into 3, I was writing 48. The product is minus 36, children. Let me write it a little clear. The product, oh Lord, what happened? The product is minus 36. Why is the product minus 36? As mentioned earlier, here again I am telling, the product is the coefficient of x square into the constant. Constant is minus 12, coefficient of x square is 3. So the product becomes minus 36. Please make note. Product is minus 36. Factors of minus 36 will be 18 and 2. And as usual, you get one positive value, one negative value. We cannot take the negative value. Why can't we take the negative value? Because speed can't be negative. Therefore, the speed of the boat in still water is 6 km per hour. Okay. Simple sums, children. Wherever you want to see the solution, you can pause and make note of the solution. So that comes to the end of this class on problems on quadratic equation. We'll catch you back in the next video on some other lesson, could be ratio and proportion. Okay. So till then, stay blessed and don't forget to like, subscribe and share.